just speaks to how dangerous, we talk about wind. Oh, just wind. No, 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 not just any kind of wind.
Especially when it's combined with a couple inches of rain, right? We've been talking about that factor. It really compounds the issue. And yesterday, right around that time, between about 6 and 6:15, even parts of our area saw gust speeds exceeding 60 miles per hour. This was serious wind that felt like it came in all at once, right? Well, it's not letting up today. It is still our main weather story. As you head out, you are not going to be able to ignore that wind. It is even more than a nuisance. It can be downright dangerous when it comes to toppling tree branches and leading to the potential for power outages. 30 degrees right now, partly cloudy. Looking at current wind gusts, we're at 54 for Newark, 48 for White Plains, 45 for Belmar. Out east, still 47 mile per hour gusts in Montauk. So we're in the realm of possibility for potential damage, but of course also travel delays given taking off or landing at 54 mile per hour wind gusts at Newark. That can be dangerous. Air temperatures have dropped considerably from this time yesterday. Air temps are in the 20s and 30s for most of the area, but the wind combined with this drop in temperature, it just feels so harsh outside. Single digit and teens for wind chills. That's what you got to dress for as you head out and about today. And in fact, even as our highs come into the low 30s, it'll feel the mildest at about 20 degrees through the bulk of the afternoon. So let's talk Futurecast wind gusts as we put Futurecast into place. Still see 50 to 60 mile per hour wind gusts through later this afternoon. We'll stay in the 40 to 50 mile per hour range this evening. It does look like we'll drop below advisory criteria, which would generally mean drop below criteria in which you could produce damage through the overnight hours into tomorrow, but a steady and brisk breeze does continue for your Tuesday. It's just not quite as harsh as what we're facing today. So be aware of the high wind warning, be aware of the wind advisory that takes us into tonight, where our gust speeds will still peak 50 to 60 miles per hour depending on where you are, and that is still definitely capable of producing damage. It can still definitely topple trees. It can take your patio furniture and put it in your neighbor's yard. It can lead to power outages as those tree branches encounter power lines. So that's all within the realm of possibility. So far this morning, I was trying to pull in a few damage reports. In Jackson Heights, this damage report was due to a tree that was down, but we're looking at 62 mile per hour wind gusts this morning in Plum Island, and we're just seeing intense gusts across the board. Storm system is moving on, so behind it we're drying out. A few flurries were on the radar this morning. It's not the case heading into this afternoon. We expect mostly dry and partly cloudy conditions, so it's just very windy and quite cold. Our highs, as I mentioned, coming into the low 30s near freezing, but it will feel so much colder than that with the wind. Even the cloud cover clears out overnight into tomorrow morning. It looks like sunnier skies for your Tuesday, but even colder conditions. We wake up to air temperature in the single digits and teens, and you know it's going to feel worse with the wind. Our highs tomorrow will stay below freezing all day. Looking at the wind chill this afternoon, again, teens for much of the area, close to 20s, what it will feel like in the park. But this is what we wake up tomorrow morning. This is 7:30 in the morning. Feels 11 below zero in Monticello. Feels like 0 in Sussex and Poughkeepsie, sub-zero in White Plains and Newburgh, and it feels like single digits near the coast. So this is very, very cold, very, very blustery. Tomorrow, though, at least we get a little more sunshine. Wind staying breezy, but not as harsh on Wednesday as clouds move in. And then this is what really everyone wants to see, right? This potential coastal storm on Thursday. It does look like we still have a chance for snow, but the trend that we have seen over the past 12 to 18 hours or so is the core of this staying offshore, and that would keep lighter totals in our area. We're not totally ready to call it and say no snow on Thursday, but we are keeping a close eye on just the potential for how significant that snowfall is, and right now trending to a little bit lighter. As for today, no snow, just partly cloudy and windy. The AccuWeather alert continues because of the potentially damaging wind gusts. It stays blustery and quite cold tonight, and then tomorrow is still brisk, it's still breezy, but we should be allowed to drop below criteria and damaging levels in terms of wind speeds. Staying very cold, though. We're looking at highs sub-freezing and lows in the teens at least Thursday. In fact, takes us until Friday after that next storm to see highs back above the freezing mark.
Baseball opening day, 38 days away. So we'll be counting down to that.
There we go.
Yes.
Well, we talk about the winter weather. There are also concerns about this bird flu outbreak and trying to get it under control. What can be done? Well, apparently there is this new flu vaccine for the avian flu for chickens right here in the U.S. The Department